Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Buzz on the MHRT network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, honesty, and the little guy we got over here. How do I do this again? Oh yeah, we did this.
Point
Yeah,
and
like
you say hello to Rosie.
hi, Rosie. How are you, Rosie? Like I said,
Rosie.
brought to you emotion, passion, honesty, Rosie, and of course, my comments, Spence's comments along with Rosie, and your comments in the chat. I am your host. Kona is my co-host. We are Broncos Buzz. Welcome to the show, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you being in the chat, wherever you may be, watching, listening, contributing, whatever. Just very, very glad you guys are here on a Friday. The last Friday, by the way, Spence, last Friday of February. Can you believe it? Last Friday of February already? Wow.
I have two kids who have me running in every direction. I have no idea what month we're in. It still feels like it's August or September and they just are starting school up again.
Yeah, no kidding, man. No kidding. All right, before we get in the show, I do have to bring this up. All right. There's been some concern about the Broncos name change from Broncos Breakdown to Broncos Buzz. The word buzz is not associated in any way, shape, or form as the main reason for the name. Buzz is like the buzz saw or hey man, what's the Broncos buzz? What are they talking about? What's the latest thing? That's what it's about. Anybody that associates the fact that this is just a party show, it's not. It's about the Broncos and it's about major topics. It's the buzz of what people are listening to. A couple of beers on the show, yes, but that's not the main topic. All right, I got that out of the way, guys. I'm sorry about that. Just had to bring it up that it was something that came to my attention, so I just had to bring that up. Okay. Let's see. In the chat, David Youngkin kicks it off, or I should say bats lead off. We're talking baseball because baseball's around the corner. Speaking of March tomorrow, David Young says, I have to listen. I have to listen. It makes my week. Love it. Absolutely, David. Thank you so much, man. He follows up by saying, I have to get my laughs from someone. Oh, thanks a lot. Now, wait a minute. Are you laughing at no hair? Or are you laughing at whatever you're laughing at? Hey, it's okay. If we can make your Friday that much better, so be it. I love it. I love it. Oh, Carol. Who is that?
Friend Carol and Efong. Carol and Efong, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for listening in.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much for chiming in. Really do appreciate it. My brother-in-law from Vegas says, love it, Bill. No is doing well. I think we'll keep him. He's talking about you. Let's say, let's see. Well, I'll get not at you, but with you. Oh, laughing with us. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I was like, not at me. Not at me.
Laugh with us, to us, against us, whatever. As long as you're laughing and having a good time. I agree with Carol. Yay!
You got it, man. All right, and this is Polar Nights. Says Bronco Bill, don't remove the cap. That head was so shiny that it was like a fly. Hey, whatever I can do to bring light to the world. Hey, I'm all for it.
Hey, shiny head, bright lights. That's a good thing. It brings enthusiasm. It brings warmth. Come on.
Well, I've often heard that what is that? Cold hands, warm heart. Well, bald head, bright light. I don't know. Whatever it is. Johnny.
I've heard quick hands, empty wallet.
Real quick, Johnny Lanarius, my co-worker from the golf course. Dude, thank you so much. Raider fan checking in. By the way, Johnny has his own show. It's called Whiskey Seltzer. Speaking of whiskey earlier, it's called Whiskey Seltzer. It's more of a style, if I'm not mistaken, Johnny, for the 20s to 35, 38, 40 year olds. I don't qualify. I watch it. I don't understand half the crap they're saying because it's all this lingo that I just don't get. I know Johnny's cracking up right now, but it's the truth. I don't. But I listen to. It's good. They're making it work, and I'm happy for them. By the way, that's my first branch off of the tree because he said he got inspired from us. So there you go. There you go, Spence. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, and if you go to Carol's comment there, we got some additional friends who are watching. Pika, Mari, and Bailey love the Broncos.
Cool, sweet.
They're all cousins of Rosie's.
Oh wow. Well, there you go. You got the whole two-legged and four-legged people watching. It's great.
Amen.
It's
the
awesome.
more legs we get watching, the better.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, guys, we're gonna get into the first topic. We've got a not one, two buzzsaws tonight. It's gonna be fun, guys. It's gonna be fun. All right. After the Super Bowls, most teams accept an invite to the White House. The Eagles declined in 2018. Who was president in 2018? Oh, the same guy who's president now. Let me continue. Some players have opted out in past, but the entire Eagles team opted out? No, the entire team will be going if invited. The NFL media reported that the Eagles will be delighted and looking forward to receiving the invitation. Okay, here's my take on that, Spence. And I'll let you follow up. Here's my take. It's not about the presidency. It's not about what you think about government or how it's run. Man, if you can get an invite to the White House to go into the places most people don't able to go, why would you pass that up? It's an honor. I mean, I would dare say that 95, 99% of Americans have never been in the White House. I know I haven't. I don't know about you, but
No.
I haven't. Wouldn't you be ecstatic to go? I don't care who the president is.
You know what? I don't care if you're left, you're right, you're diagonal, you're up, you're down, you're sideways. You get a chance to go to the house and the working office of the leader of the free world. You get a chance to meet them. Yeah, maybe you don't agree politically, maybe you disagree politically, maybe you're in favor of it, who knows? That is something that you can tell so many people. I got to be in the White House. I got to meet the leader of the free world. You know what? Politics and sports never mesh. If you start meshing them, you're starting to take the world of entertainment and mix it with the world of politics. Yeah, you know what? Let the people in Washington do what they do. I'm happy with getting semi-political here. I'm happy with Doge and what they're doing. Let's see what's going to happen. You can agree with Trump, you could disagree with him, but show up and respect the office of the president of the United States.
Well, that's what it's about. It's going to that I don't know. I know it's not the capital of the United States. We have a capital bill, but I'm talking about that is the pinnacle of the United States. Yeah. If you can get to the White House inside, oh, come on, man. Walking, you talk about, I mean, you can go to any one of these $1 million, $1 billion homes, whatever there are out there. I don't know. But the most expensive kind of home you can go in, you walk into the White House, dude, that has to be more elevated than any house you could ever go into.
I mean, you are going to a place that rarefied air, heavy security, got to go through background checks, got to go through metal detectors, probably people doing stuff and making sure you're okay, just to be a part of the freedom and the political environment. Yeah, tell me all the, stories about corruption. You know what? Go there. I'm in the White House. Go back through time and look at presidents who have been in that White House. Go back when the White House was first built, Clinton, when it was burned down, when it was rebuilt.
That's right. It was burned down, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
I forgot about that.
But think of all the history in one building, and
Mhm.
you get to walk through it and see it and be a part of it.
Yeah.
Who cares about all that other stuff that you hear on all these news stations that just, you know what? Give me my music, give me history, give me an appreciation for the respect of our country and our forefathers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Rudy says Bush and free
Bush and
Bush.
Rebush. Yeah. That's a good buzz.
Oh my gosh. Rudy, well, on that note, I guess we move on because how do you follow that up, Rudy? Way to go, dude.
Well, we follow it up with my buzz to you now. Are we ready
Oh,
for
you're
this?
going to do it now?
Yes, I'm going to do it now.
Okay.
So here we go. The NFL Combine has started, and we saw a lot of people
This
doing
is,
the 40
by the way,
yards.
this is called the buzzsaw, guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
doing the 40-yard sprints today.
Mhm.
Each team is allowed to meet with 45, do interviews with 45 potential draft picks. Now, the Broncos, just to give an example, met with 2 tight ends, Gunnar Helm from Texas, Terrence Ferguson from Oregon, Trez Johnson from wide receiver from Oregon, running back Jordan James, but also running back Ashton Gentry. If you were running the show there, Bill, who would you want? What position are you looking to interview, or is there a particular player from the draft coming in that you would want to know a lot more of right now?
Interesting you bring that up because I was reading earlier today that Sean Payton is really wanting in this draft. He even mentioned in this draft or free agency, he wants to find that Joker guy. He wants that Joker guy. He's looking to, he said, I tried it with Mims, didn't quite work out, but I'm looking for that guy. I'm saying tight end. I'm also saying wide receiver. And he did make mention that a running back is not out of the question because and that brings me to the Taysom Hill that we talked about last week. Do you bring in a Taysom Hill from the Saints to be that Joker guy who you know very well? Or do you go in the draft and hope that you get that guy? Because you may not. You may strike out. They thought they had him with Mims, and they didn't. So my point is, do they, and I know you can't comment because it's a buzzsaw, but do they, the Broncos, stick their neck out and go in a draft and hope? Or do they go for a Taysom Hill that's going to be a free agent who they don't have to pay the Saints anything for? I would say, based on your question, I would say wide receiver, but primarily go for tight end. Now, I do love that wide receiver from Oregon that Bo Nix played with. Would he be the Joker? Not necessarily. But if you have a chance to get him, get him. Because if you can, oh my gosh. With Reynolds, who he knows, and then this guy, what's his name? I forget. From Oregon, the wide receiver?
Tez Johnson.
Yeah, Tez Johnson. If he can get Tez Johnson as well as Reynolds, Joshua, come on, man. Come on. It's Oregon East, buddy. It's Oregon East. That's awesome.
Now, let me throw just a little hairpin into this.
Okay.
Would our number one receiver, Sutton, become a jealous individual if they get Tez Johnson, knowing the history of Johnson with Bo Nix?
Sure. But the bottom line is he going to be an adult or is he going to be a child? And if you're going to play on this team with a Sean Payton, you had better be an adult really fast. Because if not, you'll be gone just like other guys, a la Justin Simmons. Not that I could say that he was a child, but you know what I'm saying. Or a who is our other wide receiver?
He's Cleveland. On Cleveland right now. Why am I?
Can't think of his name.
Okay, Chad, help us. He torched the Broncos.
He wore number 19, right?
Oh my God.
Who is it? Jerry Judy. I just thought
Jerry
Jerry
Judy.
Judy. Yeah.
I was about to get my thinking juice.
Yeah, Jerry Judy. So, anyways, yeah. But if you're going to be on a Sean Payton's team, three things you have to do. You have to be a team player.
Mhm.
You have to be willing to go the extra mile, and you can't be a crybaby. And
Exactly.
if Cortland Sutton's going to be any one of those or not be any one of those, then he's not going to be around.
I will tell you this. Our first round draft pick is going to show a lot for our team.
Mm-hmm.
I personally believe, you can have a wide receiver. The Joker is Sean himself. Well,
David, that's good, man. The Joker's John
yeah.
himself, man. That's cool.
I'm leaning toward one of three positions: outside linebacker, tight end, or running back. It kind of depends who's there. Now, as we get closer to the draft, we'll probably discuss that more. But I wanted your initial reaction based on the 45 interviews that the Broncos had and the 5 players who stood out during those interviews. So it's interesting. In front of the Broncos, who also interviewed Ashton Gentry, was only the Giants, Indy, Chicago, and New Orleans.
Wow.
Those are the 4 teams who are in front of the Broncos in the draft pick who interviewed Ashton. Not the Dallas Cowboys, not the Atlanta Falcons.
But both those teams are in turmoil, so they have to build up their team before they can really think about, adding key pieces. David Yonkin says it's going to depend on players they get in free agency on how they draft.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But what doesn't free agency open after the draft? Or no, it's before.
No, before.
Okay.
Before.
I wasn't sure about that.
Are you ready for your buzzsaw?
Bring it on.
I want to get your take on this.
Let's have it.
John Gruden's Ring of Fame was removed from Tampa Bay because of the leaking of insensitive emails. However, Tampa Bay's brass has said the following, and I quote, "Upon further reflection, we have decided to reinstate him into the Buccaneers Ring of Fame," end quote. What is your take on that? What's your buzzsaw on that?
You know what? You and I were talking about this earlier on a different topic, but the 2 worst words put together, petty and jealousy. John Gruden led that organization to a Super Bowl, to a championship. What he brought on the field, what he brought to the team, the guidance and everything, you put him up there. You can't just take him down. Oh, he did this and that, and then put him back up. I mean, this is childish.
Mm-hmm.
This is just petty jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it. And John Gruden, I hope he just takes the high road and says, Tampa Bay, thank you very much. I hope you win another championship. I look forward to come. But taking someone off now, granted, I'm going to go there. If you do something horrific,
mm-hmm.
Like that puts you in jail or.
Oh, we got one. We got a jackass of the week coming.
Oh, I know. Something horrific. Put you in jail for a long time. I can understand that attitude and that approach. But where was the felony? Where was the double murder charge?
Right.
Grow up, Tampa.
Yep, agree. David Yonkin says March 12th, I believe he's talking about the free agency.
Yes.
Okay. All right. D-Rock says, Big Bill. I say, what's up, Big D-Rock? He says, Spence in the house. Rudy got a new phone, wants me to know he loves it. I'm glad, Rudy. Love you. Glad you love your phone.
What games are you playing on there, Rudy, right now?
Vegas is real good to Rudy. Real good. Real good to Rudy.
Come on, Hardy.
Rudy, I got one thing to show you.
No.
Put it down. Put it down. All right. Listen to this. Interesting. With the NFL rumors flying around every year, in the offseason,
Mm-hmm.
has hit a particular popular tight end, Rob Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski, why would that hit him? He's a rumor or what? Well, people are saying he's unretiring and possibly headed to the Broncos. Well, Gronk says, stop, slow down, not so fast. All of that is false. I'm not coming out of retirement at all. Period. Now, my comment and thought is this. First off, isn't it ironic that the guy goes to a gym, works out with somebody to stay in shape, and everybody thinks he's coming out of retirement? I mean, guy's like, what, 41, 42? He's got to be close to Brady's age, right?
Yeah.
I would think.
Those,
Maybe
those,
late 30s.
those knees have got to be more shot than, you know what? Gronk's not coming back. No one's bringing him in. There's one team that might.
Are you talking about the team that starts with an R for their name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that you brought that up, ironically, and we didn't know, seriously, guys, we did not talk about this ahead of time. We have no idea that we did not talk about this. But Gronkowski said on his podcast with Julian Edelman that he's a little bit bummed out that Tom Brady, who is a minority owner of the Raiders, did not contact him to come out of retirement and play for the Raiders. And Gronk kind of tongue-in-cheek said, yeah, if he'd have called me, I'd have thought about it coming out. I mean, I'm just kind of bummed that he didn't even call me and give me an opportunity to say no or say yes. Didn't give me an opportunity. So I'm kind of butthurt. I'm kind of bummed. I don't know if that's tongue-in-cheek. It probably is for the show. It's all well and good. Bottom line is Gronk isn't giving up his sweet gig. He's not giving it up.
No, and he's got a great broadcasting gig with Fox. He's going to be happy. He's doing what he wants to. Doesn't have to go through all the punishment and everything like that. You know what? Gronk, enjoy retirement. Hope you get your insurance coverage through USAA one day, but good luck to you.
Can I do that little jingle? USAA. I don't know why I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
By the way, I think Madungus is jealous that Rosie is showing love for her daddy. You're so good. You're such a good girl.
Wow. Okay, David Yonkin says Gronk is 35, and he follows up by saying Gronk said that he would play for Joe Burrow. Wow.
Whoa.
That is interesting. I have not heard that. I don't know where you got that from, Dave, but I have not heard that. That's wild.
I would just say this, Gronk, it's not worth it. I know all the injuries you've had. I know the surgery you have. I know you've had disc problems. Don't. Please.
You
please
said
don't.
discs with the CS, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, got it. just clarifying for those out there, just because I thought that's what I heard, but I just want to clarify.
You see, on this show, got everybody. We're married men. We have selective hearing.
Wow. Oh, David Yonkin said Burrow reminds him of Brady. Now, how do you see that? I don't know if I see that like David's seeing that. Now, Tom Brady was, drop back, boom, boom, throw the ball, and kind of move out of the pocket stuff. Maybe Joe Burrow, does he kind of resemble Tom Brady to you in a way?
No, because Joe Burrow doesn't look at the refs and complain every time he's touched or scraped across the jersey.
Well, maybe Gronk could have taught him that. I mean, maybe because, hey, next time you'll flop down. They like that stuff. It's all good. I'm going to follow up the Gronk story with another possible movement of a player. And then I'm going to get into, anyways, let me go on. The Vegas Raiders were almost that close. to steal Matthew Stafford away from the Los Angeles Rams. However, the Rams and Stafford have agreed on a restructured contract. Details of that contract were not disclosed unless you have more information on that, Kona, than I do. My understanding is it was restructured. Matthew Stafford was looking in the neighborhood of 50 mil a year. The Rams are not willing to pay him 50 million. However, with a restructured contract, they can backload all that money.
Yep.
And he gets it at the end of the contract, a la John Elway in 1999.
But here's what I think happened is they had cap issues. So they want to keep Cooper Kupp by far, that connection. So did freeing up money from Matthew Stafford give the Rams an opportunity to give some more money to Cooper Kupp so that they can both stay? When that story came out that Matthew was possibly going to the Raiders, I thought two things. One, what are you doing, Rams? Really? Are you going back to the Georgia Frontiere era of the 90s where you just destroyed everything? Mm-hmm. Two, how amazing would the AFC West have been with Stafford at the Raiders, Knicks at the Broncos, with the Chargers,
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, your team, and also
my team. No,
and also Mahomes/Swift with the Chefs. How amazing would that division have been? Now, it's early with the free agency coming up. Raiders are going to make a big splash, we hope. Please, Rudy, do not get Aaron Rodgers. Please, please, please. Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is also looking to the Giants. Or the Giants are looking at him, I should say. So is Seattle looking at Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Seattle's looking at Aaron Rodgers. But he could go to the Raiders because of Pete Carroll.
No. You think Tom Brady will use his only veto power possible to say, get rid of Aaron, not to bring in Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, do you know who else the Raiders are interested in? This may surprise you and a lot of people. You ready? It is.
Don't say Kirk Cousins.
No, Bronco. Not Stidham. Who's the other one?
Russell Wilson?
No. Oh, Zach Wilson. They're looking at Zach Wilson to the Raiders.
They can have him.
That's crazy, man. Well, as soon as you said Wilson, I knew who it was. Johnny Linares, my coworker, says, he's a Raider fan. He says, I'll take Wilson, meaning Zach Wilson, over Rodgers. I would too. Would too, in a heartbeat. Absolutely in a heartbeat. And thanks, Johnny. Thank you so much for being on the chat. I know you're busy at work, but thanks. Appreciate it.
He's on his break right now.
Oh, okay? That's right. Yeah, that's right. He's on his break. Yeah. So yeah, no. I agree. Rodgers, how old is Rodgers?
41, I believe.
Wow. It's I don't know. What are you going to do? Bring him in as what are you going to bring him in as? If you bring him in, you got to bring him as a starter.
Yeah. I mean,
Aaron Rodgers, if you draft a quarterback, let's say let's hypothetically, let's play this out. Hypothetically, he goes to the Raiders. So you bring in a Zach Wilson and have Zach Wilson learn under Rodgers, or you put the Rodgers on the Giants. Now, who do you have as the next quarterback in the Giants? Rodgers isn't going to last 4 or 5 years. And then it goes to Seattle. Who the heck does he have in Seattle?
Rodgers is not going to mentor any kid. He's just going to be get out of my way.
Yeah, he's arrogant. He's very arrogant and self-centered and egotistical and all those other good things.
Amen.
All those other compliments. So, Yeah. Scott White says, "Go Avalanche!" Yeah, buddy. They play at 6 o'clock tonight. By the way, ESPN Plus. If you're outside of the Colorado area, if you have ESPN Plus, it is on there. They are playing the Winnipeg Jets. We have got to beat them. They're the number one team in our division. We got to start making a move. That's my Avalanche plug. Thank you for watching. Just anyway,
Sorry, I got to do it, but go Kings go. Tied at 1 at Dallas right now with 9 minutes to go in the first period.
Oh, I hope the Kings win because Dallas is in the Avalanche division. So
There
I
you
want
go.
the Kings to win that
We're
one.
trying to help you out.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. David chimes in and says, if Rodgers goes to another team and craps the bit.
I lost on
Sorry.
Jeopardy.
Then his legacy might be in jeopardy. I lost at Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
And in every other team I went to. Yeah. Hey, remember that song was that Weird Al Yankovic's?
I lost on Jeopardy, baby.
And then he would say, yeah, I lost on Jeopardy. It's so funny, man. No, yeah. That's so great.
I still have
man.
it in my playlist here.
That's so good, man. And then he had some other ones too. I forget some of the other ones, but they were good.
Aluminum
so good.
foil. My wife loves that.
Which one?
Yeah.
Al Yankovic. We just lost half the audience who does not know who Weird Al Yankovic is. But
well,
was he 70s or 80s?
He was 80s.
Okay, so basically, for you guys out there who don't know, he would take a song like a song was My Love's in Jeopardy, and he would change it to I'd Lost on Jeopardy, which is a game show, in case you guys don't know. And then he would do some other ones. Would do spin. The one by Joan Jett. I love rock and roll. He would change it. I love Rocky Road. It was so good.
Oh, Dallas just scored 2-1. Darn.
How many minutes left?
Oh, you're still you're in the first period.
Oh, okay, good.
Plenty of time.
Okay. Now here is what.
Just quickly, one of the best times my wife and I ever had. I took her to an Al Yankovic.
Okay. I wonder where you're going with that.
And we just could not stop laughing the entire night.
Oh, you went and saw him in concert?
Yes, he is absolutely hilarious.
Oh, I can only imagine. It'd be so because everybody knows the song from that generation or that era. Right. Everybody knows the songs. So you sing along with the songs, and it's a totally different wording and everything because he's totally spinning in a different direction. So great. If you guys get a chance, look it up on YouTube. Weird Al A.L. Yankovic. I don't know how to spell it, but just look for it. It's funny. All right, man. Back to the show. I guess that was like in hockey. That was the first period intermission. That's the first intermission. All right. Now, Bo Nix turned down going to the Pro Bowl because speculation was he was getting injury for his ribs or something. That's not the case, is it, Spence? You tell us what you nailed 2 or 3 weeks ago in regards to why he didn't go to the Pro Bowl. What was it?
Because he had ankle surgery to clean up scar tissue that he had in his ankle from a
Isn't that what you said about 2 or 3 weeks ago?
22. The rarest things that will ever be said on air that my wife will be like, okay, I got it right, honey.
Yeah, you nailed it, dude.
No, and this is standard. I had ankle reconstructive surgery, 2 of them, not 3. 2 ankle reconstructive surgeries. I had to go get scar tissue cleaned up. Anytime within the 3 to 5 year window after surgery is the best time to have it, to go in and clean it up, just so that you don't have any long-term arthritis or other kinds of problems that may happen from it. So it's a good cleanup surgery, good for him to do it right time, good for him to be ready for the next season to come and down his career and down his life. So amen to that, Bo.
David Youngkin says, Bo's too good for the Pro Bowl. Well, you know what? what's more important? Getting ready for the 2025 NFL season or playing a Pro Bowl meaningless flag football game where he could injure his ankle more and be out for the season? So no, he did the right thing.
No, okay. Yeah, 2025 season.
Yeah, he did the right thing.
Yeah, he did the right thing. And you know what? Hopefully the surgery went well and he's back up and working out right now and getting ready for the 2025 season and doing something to hire a consultant to just help him with Sean Payton's playbook and getting better.
Rudy says, I agree, but Rudy has said a whole lot of weird, crazy stuff in the chat. So I brought up the I agree because I'm thinking he's talking about Bo not going to Pro Bowl. So
Next
I'm
comment.
just hoping. David Youngkin says, playing tag with a bunch of divas. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, that's the Pro Bowl.
Exactly. All right. For all of you Broncos fans who love the old style retro logo of the D, Damani Leach, no, this one right there and right there. That's the one I love. Now, Damani Leach addressed this, and he addressed it to the fans. And here it is. Damani Leach, Denver's president, has listened to the fans regarding the return of the D logo. Leach, talking about the D logo, said this, and I quote, having the flexibility with the NFL uniform policies to have both, that's not to say what we might do in the future, but I think what we have now for the next minimum of 5 years is pretty good, end quote. That said, the Broncos are not changing that awesome logo for at least the next 5 years, which is great. They can bring in the alternate, which I love. What do you mean talk?
It's talk.
What are you talking about, talk?
Because it's a market, it's sports marketing. They could change that. They could change that decal and they could change that uniform any minute now, just so they can sell more uniforms. You know what?
You're not agreeing with. You're not saying that they're going to keep the logo they have now for the next 5 years. That he's not saying they're not going to bring back the D. He's saying the way the NFL structured now, they can use it as an alternate, but to bring it back permanently, he's not discounting that. He's just saying not in the next 5 years. Do you buy it? Yes or no?
I don't buy it because,
Ooh.
well, no. Hey, I love the logo, but this is sports marketing. What is great today is not great tomorrow. What makes money today is not making money tomorrow all the time. Change happens. Yes, time for change could be coming.
Rudy says time for change.
I didn't even see that.
Yep.
Change is always happening. And you want to know something? 1 week you have this decal, next week you have that decal. You go switching back and forth. You have more of your merchandise selling. That's the sports game this week and this year. And it's the business model.
Okay.
So when they say they're not going to switch for 5 years, I start pulling out the Pinocchio nose. You know, it just.
Okay.
I'll believe them after 5 years if they keep it.
Okay. Now, David Youngkin brought up something interesting, and before I get your comment, I want to read it. David Youngkin says, I'm looking on my phone and saying J.K. Dobbins is close to signing with the Broncos, but there's so much BS on YouTube. Do you think that has any credibility, or do you think it's just smokescreen, or do you think it's just somebody just wanting to get a freaking bunch of clicks on YouTube?
No, I think and honestly, I'll go with this. Every time some sports agent is out there trying to pull some strings to get some publicity, trying to get a better position for their client. I mean, let's take, for example, Matthew Stafford with the Raiders. Was that legitimate? Yep, smokescreen.
Yep, way to go, David.
Complete smokescreen. Some sports agent has an intern working for them. It's like, okay, how can I promote my client? Oh, let's do this. Oh, that's a good rumor. Let's get it out there. Okay, you good? Amen. Thank you very much. Hey, I just got my gift card for getting that out there. Boom.
It's like the Monopoly game, you know. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. You got your out of jail card or whatever. You know
exactly, and it's another one of those. We'll believe it when we see more credible information coming out on YouTube.
Hey, wait, whoa, slow down, boy. We're on YouTube.
I know we're on YouTube.
We speak the truth.
We speak because we're looking at the fans. We're communicating with the fans. We're not bringing in rumors.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, that this show will never bring in rumors. If there's, in fact, I will be honest with you guys out there, because you guys don't know behind the scenes that happens prior to us coming on the air. There are times where I put up topics, and Madungus will call me up and he's like, "Dude, you can't put that on." And I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Have you researched who that came from?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "Research." So I was, "Oh, shoot." And you know, it's not credible. So that's what this show's about. Like I said at the beginning, brought to you with emotion, passion, and what's the last word, people? Honesty. And it will always be that way. Always be that way. Okay. Anyways, just wanted to throw that out. Are you ready?
The three things I teach my kids: humble, modest, honest.
Oh, that's great. Humble, modest. Yeah, that's great.
Of course, my daughter fights with me all the time. So yeah.
Shh, I can't say that too loud. My wife will want me to live by that.
I know.
Humble, modest,
honest.
Well, I'm honest. Humble, I try to be.
Yeah.
Modest, I try to be. Okay.
Hey, gotta give a quick
shout out. I'm a work in progress. Go ahead.
Gotta give a quick shout out to my buddy Brian, who's watching for the first time. My friend Bry Dog, good to have you watching the show. Thank you.
Nice, so man. David is probably referring to Rudy.
Yeah.
Just wondering if was smoking more you were going.
I don't know where it's him because I don't smoke.
I was just going to say, where did that come from?
Now playing left field, David Yokin.
That's so good, David. That's so good, man. Oh, my gosh.
Go to the next comment because.
That one?
Yep.
Guns, women, and
you didn't finish the line. Guns, women, and come on, finish it.
It's wine, women, and song.
No, there's a different one.
There is?
Yeah.
I don't know that one. I'm sorry.
Come on, Rudy, finish it. I can't say it on air.
Can I bring it up? I don't know. All right. Every single year, at the end of the season, the NFL gives out 32 report cards. Okay? To every team. Here we go. Wine, women, and drugs. What the? I ain't going down right. Anyways, I'm talking about the report card. The NFL has given out their report cards to all 32 teams. Denver was ranked 17th. Here is their reasons. While the team received an F for an undersized locker room, there is a plan to build a new practice facility in the coming years. The players are very happy and ecstatic with the new ownership group moving forward. How in heaven's name they get an F for a locker room? I've been in that locker room. Well, not the Bronco one. It's bigger than the visitors one, but the visitors one was pretty big when I did the tour of Mile High Stadium in 2017 with my wife. And I don't see anything wrong with it. But my whole thing is, how do you get? What did they base the? They base the 17th ranking on a freaking locker room? Are you serious?
Well, here's the thing. Do you have the list there? Who were the teams that finished ahead?
That I should. Oh, Arizona. Oh,
Arizona.
Now that you
Really?
hang on, now that you brought it up, hang on. Now that you brought it up, I will find that here in just a second.
I mean, if there's, it's always interesting that you're ranking them of 2024 and they're low, 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 low. But at the same time, out of the other side of your mouth, you're saying that the Broncos have the biggest potential for 2025 and moving forward.
Yeah. It's out of both sides of the mouth. Okay, here we go. Oh shoot, that ain't it. Come on, Bill. Don't screw this up. Oh, there it is. Nope. Right. Here we go. Now I know I got it. All right, here we go. Arizona Cardinals 32. Because every team, it said Cardinals players graded nearly every team facility poorly due to some combination of inadequate size and bad conditions. Wow.
So wait a minute. This report card is based on facility management. I want a real report card of the culture, the
we're
players.
gonna get into that. We're gonna do the fan side of how we're gonna grade. Grade. So the number one team with the best, excuse me, that was ranked 11, 16, 27. I mean, they're going by 49ers were 8th. They're going by the names of the teams. Let me try and find number one here. Minnesota Vikings were 2nd. Vikings were also ranked 2nd in last year's report card, thanks to high-end facilities, including a sizable locker room and a strong food program.
You basically got knocked out of the playoffs in the first round. You had a favorable schedule. You had a quarterback who melted down the last quarter of the season, and
your locker room sucks. Your size of your locker room sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know who the number one, who got the best ranking, number one?
Oh my God.
I'm not going to say the team. I'm just going to read it. The blank earned the top ranking in player satisfaction for the 2nd straight year. Everything from team facilities, people in the building, and owner blank received A grades across the board. The report also mentioned a newly renovated locker room as promised. Team, Miami Dolphins. Hey, look, I'm not lying. Look, right there. Miami
Dolphins, who imploded, whose team culture is in the garbage. But because their facilities were so good and the meals were so great, we're going to rank them number one. Oh, really?
Isn't that just preposterous? It's just freaking crazy. They asked the players, what do you love the most about, how would you rate your team, your facility, I love the food, so I got to rate this an A+. Yeah. The locker room's too small. This team sucks. Oh, we're 10-7, and we made the playoffs, but the locker room sucks.
The locker room sucks. You know what?
Wow. How long do they spend in the locker room? Not 3 hours like they do on the field. I mean, seriously, you're changing your freaking pants. You're taking a freaking shower. My gosh, how long do you? I'm gonna throw this out there, guys. How long do you? I'm getting wound up, and I love this. How long do you stay in the shower and the bathroom or in the bedroom getting dressed, but you spend the rest of the time in your house? But you're gonna complain about your bathroom and your shower? Really? Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I should probably rate my house. I would rate it an A+, but we have a small closet upstairs because we converted the master walk-in closet to a bathroom. So I'm gonna tell my wife we're freaking moving. I'm out of here. We're moving because I just can't stand it. Got to have me a house with a big ass freaking. I mean, seriously. I mean, these guys are freaking prima donnas, Spence. They're prima donnas.
Exactly. I mean, back in 2008, I moved us out of a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 900 square foot condo with 3 dogs, 2 kids, and all of us to
And a
this
cat.
wonderful
You had a
big
cat?
house.
You didn't have a cat? Come on, everybody
No,
says
no cats.
three dogs, 2 kids, and a cat. You didn't have
No,
a cat? No.
did not have a cat.
Okay. All right.
And here I'm in this big house, and you know how many times my wife says, "No, we should go move somewhere else. We should go move. We should go move here. The house isn't big enough."
She
This is
said
why I
that?
have the receipt. Yeah,
She does?
yeah.
What size is your house?
About 3,300 square feet, 2-story.
And she says she has to have a bigger house?
Yeah. I know.
She's not happy. She's just like the doggone Broncos giving an F for the locker room.
Give an F for the house. The house is an F.
We're out of here. You know, that's the new slogan. That's when you know you need to sell your house. When you grade your house a freaking F. Because I just can't stand to be in that room.
Hey.
Isn't it just okay? Now we got to give our spin or our take on grading the Broncos. I'll start with you first, Spence. Grade the Broncos. Now, as a fan, how they did on the field, the players that we got, the coaching, the quarterback, all of that. We're grading the team, not the locker room, because we're not in there. We're grading what we see on the field. Go ahead.
I would give them a B+ for the year. I think they exceeded expectations. There was some holes in the team that wasn't quite patched up. I have said this, and I know people have gotten on my case. The Broncos had a very favorable schedule to help them get 10 wins. B+, room for a lot of improvement. This offseason is going to be big to see who they bring in to patch up all those holes and to help propel them to the next level of a playoff victory, if not a division title, and getting Mahomes out of this AFC West championship mold.
Okay. I will give them, you might be shocked. I'm going to give them an A+. And I'm giving them an A+ on one thing and one thing only. They snapped the 8 or 9 year playoff drought. That is 1,000% attributed to Sean Payton for his coaching ability with, wait a minute. Where am I going? With his coaching ability that he's never had to work with a rookie quarterback before, ever. And yet he was able to accomplish that. I will agree with you, Spence. A weak schedule, favorable schedule. But guess what? You have to play the teams that are on your schedule. They don't make up the schedule. The NFL does. So by that virtue, Sean Payton did a phenomenal job. Bo Nix was absolutely way better than I ever thought he would be. He was amazing. The team chemistry gelled. We were able to beat the Chiefs, albeit the last game of the season when it didn't really matter. Doesn't matter. We beat them, you know. And we took down teams that people thought we wouldn't beat, and we beat them.
Yep.
So I give it an A+ on the coaching staff. I give it an A+ on Bo Nix. I give it an A+ on the defense. Absolutely, the defense. The defense was solid. It was a bend but no break defense, but so was Mike Shanahan's when we won back-to-back Super Bowls. So I don't like that philosophy, but if it gives us a championship, I don't care how it happens. We can play bend but don't break all year long. Speaking of coaches, but before we get to that, David Youngkin says, that is why I don't care what the media have to say. Most of the time they talk crap, talking about the grading of the different teams. David Youngkin wants to stick his neck out for the 2025 season and say my prediction for the season is 11-6 or 12-5. Now, David, do you realize that we have a much harder schedule than we did this past year? Do you realize that? We got to play the Eagles, dude. They won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're not facing the
Philadelphia
NFC South. We're facing the NFC East.
Yep.
And we're going now. The only good thing is we finished in third place, so we don't have to play the first and second place team of the other AFC divisions. We play the third and fourth place.
No, we just got the Super Bowl champs in Philadelphia.
Hey, you want
I mean, come on.
you want to beat the big guys, you go to their
I,
house and
I
you
was
take
just
care
gonna
of
say if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. You know. But so what do you think? Do you like Davis' prediction 11-6 or 12-5? I would say more like 11-6, not 12-5. That's going to be tough because everybody's still forgetting. We still have to play the Chiefs twice, the Chargers
Yep.
twice, and the Raiders twice. And everybody that said, the Raiders are a joke, they're not a joke, guys. They're not a joke. They are a legit contender this year. I'm not saying they're contending for, Super Bowl, but or winning the division, but they're gonna be in play. They're gonna be in play. Tom Brady's bringing in some pieces. He may be a minority owner, but he's a big name on that organization. He's bringing some people in. So I don't know. I would lean more, David, towards 11-6 than I would 12-5. But I like the way you think.
I honestly lean toward 10-7. We do
Again?
play the AFC South, which is weak with Houston, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Indy.
Indy.
They're weak.
Well,
We do have to play Cincinnati again. We do get the Jets. I'm looking at 10-7.
The Jets will be better because they don't have Aaron Rodgers.
Well, that's true.
Shoot. Rodgers. David Youngkin says, absolutely I do, but we had a bunch of nobodies on defense and offense, and this season we have all our draft picks and more money.
Yeah. Well, that's why as soon as free agency opens up, it'll be interesting to see who the Broncos go after for their first signings. But then that first round draft pick, who they go with, are they going to go with a running back, a tight end, or a defensive linebacker? That's going to dictate what they do after that or the later part of free agency.
All right. Are you ready? This is going to be a tough one to bring, guys. Very tough one to bring because it involves a Denver coach. Here we go. This week's Jackass of the Week.
You suck, you jackass.
All right, guys. This is not easy. I don't like bringing anything easy against the Broncos, but I would not be legit if I did not bring, Bronco players, coaches, organization, whatever, as the Jackass of the Week if they do something totally stupid. I've got to bring it. I don't want to, but I have to. Here it is. Denver Broncos linebackers coach Michael Willite, I'll say Willite, was arrested last Sunday on suspicion of second-degree assault of a police officer at DIA. The Broncos said, and I quote, "We are aware of the situation and are in the process of gathering more info," end quote. Willite cussed out the officer when told to move his car. So let me preface this because I don't have this all in my notes. I have it in my head. So what happened was he pulls up, drops off a person to catch a flight at DIA at 2:30 in the afternoon on Sunday. He parked his car, but because of September 11th, you cannot leave your freaking car unattended. He walked away, and when he came back, the officer said, "You need to move your car." He looked at the officer and cussed at him, called him names and cussed at him. The officer said, "Excuse me, sir, you need to you need to move your car now." He said, "Do you know who I am?" And he started cussing at him again. He got into the officer. The officer said, "Back up," because he got into his chest. He said, "Back up." He bumped the officer with his chest. The officer pushed him back gently, and he immediately struck the officer with a fist to the face, knocking the officer backwards onto the ground, in which the officer grabbed his taser and tased him, but yet Willite jumped in his car and drove away. I continue. There was a pushing, and this is what I'm saying. There's a pushing and shoving. Willard punched the officer in the face. Officer was able to tase Willett, but he got into his car and drove away. He was not. Willett was not He was arrested and not granted bail. He is still in jail. My comment is this: there is no way, shape, and form the Denver Broncos could keep this guy on their coaching staff. No way. You don't do that under any condition. I don't care what the situation is. If he had a bad day, doesn't matter. You don't do that. Now, where do the Broncos go from here? This was a Sean Payton hire. Yes, I agree, Spence. He has to go away. But now you've in a season, in an off season where the Broncos had a fantastic fantastic season, and I'm just going nuts because it drives me insane. They had a fantastic year, and they made the playoffs. Everything's smooth, and now you bring in turmoil and upheaval in the coaching ranks. That now Sean Payton has to deal with this, where the Broncos have another issue again, where we have to deal with off-season hiring of coaches. I don't freaking get these guys. I don't understand the mentality of these guys. And you know what? Being a coach, you're supposed to be an example. Not a bad example, but a positive example. What do you think this sends to the defensive linebacker or the linebackers of the Broncos? What message do you think this sends to the rest of the team? I'm done, Spence. You take it.
You know what? This is what we sometimes see in the world, is this entitlement, because I am who I am, so I can do whatever I want. I would hope this guy is an ex-coach by the time this show is done. He should have been an ex-coach 5 minutes after he was arrested. This is now on the Walton family to show this culture will not tolerate anything like this, especially towards Denver's finest.
Yeah.
Get this guy out of here. Send a message to the players, to the staff, that they will not tolerate. It could be, you want to know something? I'm going to go out in left field. It could be your all-pro, whoever it is, who is making millions of dollars and is the number one guy on your team. You do something like that, hit the road, Jack, and don't come back.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
Get him out of here, because this is not the type of culture Sean Payton is trying to develop right now for this organization and for this team. And what does that show to the players? A coach who can have this attitude towards law enforcement, the police.
Right there. David said it in a nutshell. He showed our players what not to do.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, you want to know something? I've always gone through this. You learn from your mistakes. I hope every player learns from this coach's mistake. This coach should be an ex-coach, a permanent ex-coach from NFL football.
Yep. David Yonkin follows up saying, our new culture can't take this. Absolutely agree. Can't.
Our new culture, our old culture, any culture should never tolerate. If this guy is still a coach next week when we do our show, there is a huge problem. Now, maybe they have to.
They'll do diligence. They have to do their investigation and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
You want to know something? It's an airport. They've got plenty of cameras. Someone's got the video out there. Someone in the Walton family has already seen it. Make the decision. Get this guy out of here right now. Develop good coaches who have morals and values that go above and beyond the call of duty. To this coach, you know what? Yeah, you messed up. Yeah, you made an arrogant, cocky choice that doesn't need to be in our society. Learn from it. Move on to a different job. An airport police officer who was being respectful, gave you every chance in the book, and you had to punch him.
Yep.
You're basically saying, hey, cop, take me to jail. I don't want to be out here in society. Good luck. Enjoy jail.
Okay, let me throw this out there. 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm just hypothetically, okay, guys? Don't hold me to it out there watching. Hypothetically. I want to get this straight in my head before I say something stupid, but which usually happens. If he had a bad day, if there was an argument with his wife or something going on, or he had a road rage or something, I know that things like that escalate. I do understand. I'm not the kind of person that I'm not a violent person at all. It takes a lot just to get me wild. Well, I get wound up on this show, so maybe it doesn't take a lot, but it does to get me mad, if you know what I mean. Could there have been something else like alcohol? I'm just throwing it out there, or drugs, or a prescription, or I don't know. I'm just saying I'm not condoning what he did, but I'm just throwing it out there because is that something that he's going to try and get off on? In other words, hey, I took this medication, it affected me this way. I'm not normally that way. Get a defense attorney. All that. Remember, he is not out on bail. They did not allow bail for him. He's still incarcerated as we speak.
Yeah. Well,
so there's serious charges. It might be second degree, but there's very serious charges regarding. And the NFL had better take a very serious, hard look at his actions. And they better do what you suggested and not allow him back in the NFL.
Yeah, you can't use the Daniel Potter excuse. He's the writer and songwriter of that song. You had a bad day. Da, 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 da. No. We all have bad days. I've had a bad day. You've had a bad day. David's had a bad day. We've all had bad days. But when it comes to law authorities, you could be having one of the worst days in your life. You still are respectful of everybody outside in law enforcement. And
I like David's comment. If I have a bad day, I stay away from everyone. Yeah. There you go. That's all you got to do. But you don't get in this. You don't sit there and cuss the guy out. He called him the F word.
No, but you don't punch a cop.
No, you don't. Well, you don't start out by cussing him out,
right?
But you don't punch a cop and hit him in the face and knock him down.
You do not do that. Period. End of sentence.
Yeah, you don't do it. Period.
And I hope you want to know something. I hope not, and I'm respectful to when I say this. I hope he gets charged to the fullest extent of the law, because this should not be tolerated at all. Period. End of sentence. Mm-hmm. If he needs to do hard time, do hard time. Learn from your mistake. But this, you know what? You do not strike a police officer. Period. End of sentence.
Yep. Absolutely.
Under any circumstance.
And you want to know something? And I know this for a fact because I've heard it because I work with retired cops at the golf course, and every single one of them tells me the same. If that person, if Will were to call the cops because he has an intruder in his house, those same cop that he cussed out and punched would show up. Because that's what they do. That's their job. They show up to protect. And I know that they would show up. And that's just and to sit there and punch a cop, the very cop that would show up at your house to protect you, you're trying to harm because you think you're invincible. I don't agree. I don't agree. All right, man. We're out of this segment. We're going on. Here we go. We are backing out of the jackass of the week.
You suck, you jackass.
Oh, look how cute. Hi.
That's my niece, grandniece, Bellamy. Say hi to Bill.
Hi, Bellamy. Hi. How old is she?
How old are you? Show 3. There you go. Good.
Wow. That's good. I like it. That's good. That's cute. So cute. Oh, that's awesome. Clayton, her run. Hi, how you doing? We're getting family photos tonight. This is great. Hey, this is a family show. We bring in the family. That's why we call it a family show.
Amen.
I love it. Love it. Clayton Huron says, hey, guys. I say, hey, what's up, Clayton? He says, smash that like button and share, guys. Absolutely. Always. Thank you so much. You guys do the same. It takes nothing. Hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe. You don't have to watch the show if you don't want to. We want you to. But if you subscribe, it costs you $0. Clayton, sorry about that. Clayton goes on and says, once again, Bill and Spence, great to top off for Friday night. Absolutely. Thank you so much, man. Really do appreciate it, Clayton. You always touch my heartstrings, man, when you say that. It means a lot, dude, because so many people could be doing so many different things on a Friday night, but they take an hour and a half, which is where we'd like to cut it off, an hour and a half of their Friday night to spend with these two crazy guys talking Broncos sports and everything else. David Yonkin put the shout out to your girl. Hi, little one. That's so cool. That's good, man.
That's my grandniece. Grandniece Ellen. Yeah.
Okay, I got to go back to this real quick. Clayton says, great way to top off a Friday night. David follows up by saying, I watched to get a good laugh. Wow. Either way, you guys want to watch on a Friday night, it's all good to us, man. So that's just hilarious. That was so good, man. Okay, that was so good. Talking about report cards. This one is absolutely classic to me because everybody out there, except Madungus and a few others, who don't really know that I can't stand the Chargers and dislike them with an absolute passion because they have Wagoners as fans. They're not really true fans. They're Wagoners. They jump on, they jump off, they jump on. So this, to me, is wonderful. I love it. Here it is. The NFL Players Association survey asked players of every team how efficient they thought their head coach was with their time. You know, time being at the facility, okay? The Charger players gave Harbaugh the worst rating of any head coach in that league. Oh, sorry, got to hit the mic. I'm getting used to my new mic here, and so it's going to take a while. I think that's clear. So let me go back to that. The Charger players gave Harbaugh the worst rating of any head coach in the league. Harbaugh also ranked 26th of 32 coaches in how receptive players think he is to their feedback. He doesn't even listen to their feedback. What kind of a head coach is that? Would you want a head coach? Would you want a head coach on your team that is not receptive to your comments, to your suggestions? It's like, get out of my office. What?
You know what? Jim Harbaugh has been a winner everywhere he's gone. And for these players to make those comments probably is more a reflection of the players rather than the
what do you mean?
The players.
So you mean it's not Harbaugh's way of what? What are you saying?
I'm just saying I think these players are so used to a different mentality. They should be showered with joy and happiness and be
and he's coming up driving a hard stick.
He's laying down the gauntlet on these guys. And these guys, their feelings are hurt. They're not being respected.
I'm not being showered with palm branch.
Where they make multi-millions of dollars. And all you do is exercise and go have fun and bash each other's heads in. But my feelings are just hurt because this coach who has won a national championship, who has taken teams to Super Bowls, who has performed well at every spot, is making me do stuff that I'm not used to.
I don't want to do it.
You stuck up, self-centered, materialistic, egotistical, superficial, conceited prima donna. Get off your butt and grow a pair.
wow, Spence got emotional. Spence brought out some passion.
Yes.
Wow, that's a new one, Spence. I like it.
Well, you want to know something? This is pro football.
Yeah.
This is not about your feelings. You go out there and you bash the guy in front of
Okay,
you.
let me ask you a question.
Overpower the guy.
Let me ask you a question. And I know in your past, like all of us have in our past, have had minimum paying jobs, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have minimum paying jobs, and the boss says, you need to do this, this, and this. And you do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're getting paid. These guys are making millions and they're crybabies.
Exactly.
What the heck? You
What
would
is
think
that?
you would think they would be more in tune to wanting to go the extra mile because of what they're making. But you know what? You know in your minimum job, like I had it back in the 70s, that, well, maybe not you in the 70s, being in the 70s, but anyways, you work your butt off because you don't want to what's
You
the
don't
word?
want to disappoint.
You don't want to disappoint the manager. You know what I'm saying? You want to do a great job and you don't want to disappoint the manager. So you, or your boss or whatever. So you go the extra mile. You do whatever, right? These guys don't. What do you mean 17? Wait. What do you mean 1770? You mean 1870? Come on, man. I'm only 166 years old. So
No, but this is you are privileged to be able to be called a professional football player. You have an amazing contract with amazing benefits. You are one of 53 golden children on 32 teams, and you're complaining.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
There are millions of people who would rather be in your position, have your good fortune, would have your physical skills. There are probably people on the practice squad who would work 20 times harder than you would, who want to be out there on that football field. And for Jim Harbaugh, this is a wake-up call to Jim Harbaugh to overhaul the Chargers team.
No, I don't want them to be better.
But hey, let's be honest. I don't want them.
I'm honest. I don't want them to be better.
But this is a wake-up call to Harbaugh to push them to be better. And if
let me, before you continue, you brought up a good point. Do you think Harbaugh is trying to be the coach of the Chargers like he was with the coach of Michigan? It's easier to get the college players to buy into what you're teaching and saying because they want to make it to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But when you're already in the NFL and you're already making millions, they're tuning him out. They even said, I didn't put this in there, but some of the players said, we're tuning him out in his meetings because he's rambling on and just going and talking about all nonsense stuff that doesn't make sense. So do you think he's trying to bring the same type of college rah into the NFL? It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. No,
not at all.
But at the same time, I mean, this is probably how many 31 other teams would want to have a coach of this caliber, and they would want.
Well, you got his brothers in Baltimore, so there you go.
There you go.
Yep, there you go. All right, I got to bring this up from David. David, I really don't know what to say, dude. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to leave this up for a while. David, I'm speechless, dude. I am absolutely speechless. I'm going to read this. David Yonkin says, I watch a lot of podcasts, and you guys are up there with the best of them. Hats off, dude. Hats off. Seriously. I really don't know what to say other than thank you. Appreciate it. Me and Spence just do what we do because we love doing what we do. We're just glad that you guys are part of it. And I don't know how you feel, Spence, but to me, that's high praise. That is high praise. I'm just still absolutely speechless and don't understand how somebody would want to. How somebody would want to. Okay.
Oh, that's my daughter. Come here.
That's your who?
No, I know. Tell Bill we have to go.
We have to go
You gotta go. Where are you going?
to a talent show.
Sweet. Well, good luck. Are you into talent? Are you in the talent
Are you
show?
in the talent show?
No.
No, but we have to go. She has a lot of friends. So,
Ah,
and I
got it.
see we got your message here, Daddy. We need to go.
Yep. Awesome.
So
awesome.
shall we wrap this up? Do you want to help us wrap up the show?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready? Here we go. So so go ahead and let her say thanks everybody for watching, and thanks everybody for enjoying the show. We will see you next week. So if you go ahead and say that in your own words, and we will say goodbye.
No. You hear a whisper in you. Thank you everyone for watching the show.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the show.
We look forward to seeing you next week.
We look forward to seeing you next week.
And Bill, behave better next time. And say, Daddy, be better next time.
Daddy.
yeah. That's a good one.
Okay.
Anyways, all right, you guys have a fun time. Spence, we are done. Guys, thanks once again for watching the show. We will see you next Friday, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Till then, guys, take care.
Wave
Bye-bye.
to everything.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east.